What's up, everybody? It's Yoku's Island Express. This stream. So I've been calling it Yoku's Island Adventure. I don't honestly know why. I just kind of like only 17%. Oh, really care about this game. Okay, so it's been a little while since we played this again. It's just my phone. I'm gonna be needing my phone here in a moment. Sorry, I got a little bit of something in my throat. You're going skulls only, so get lost. I need to get past there. There's that thing there I need to get a hold of. A bagel with fortunes give those who hunt wickerlings. And it just happened to have this thing that could help someone from the 300 fruit. Okay, I just don't have enough fruit. It's been a little while since I've played this, so I'm probably going to naturally be progressing a little bit slower than I usually do. I also do apologize for no stream last week. Like, there was one last week on the 6th, but like, part of the reason why is there no cutting. Oh, Four Gatherers is following. Thank you. So the reason why I didn't stream last week, or last Sunday, like I was aiming to do, I just wasn't feeling the greatest, so I kind of just said, you know what, I'm just gonna skip out on this Sunday and I'll get back to you guys next Sunday. But yeah, in other news, Prime Gaming has just, well, it's probably not furthered a little bit, but Prime Gaming has shown you their has their catalog available for free games if anyone has Prime Gaming, that is. Wants to get a hold of those. I'm not sure if any of them are like good because I don't play a lot of video games. At least I don't play a lot of newer games. But they have an Indiana Jones game. They got, I can't remember off the top of my head what all they had, but it's not really like a huge selection, but that's not complaining by any means. By no means is that complaining. Oop. Boiling Underbelly, yeah. I kind of want to get up there to talk to that sleeping guy. Turning inside the Skull Gang's hideout, huh? There's a back door to the cave right to the right. Don't worry, I won't stop you. Just don't tell anyone I'm down here. I come here all the time to get out of work. Oh cool, we're able to enter. I was gonna say, do we need some kind of like key? Pressure's too high. Look out! Alright, so we have to find that person or creature inside the boiling underbelly. Hey Postmaster, Squawk. Keep filling up those mailboxes. You've already filled 10 of the 30 on the signage. Squawk, I've cleaned up the Island Express for you. And I also found some overdue packages that need delivered. All you'll have to look into it yourself, Squawk. The overdue packages are on the table at the Island Express. Oh, so now we can return to the Island Express. Hey, can I interact with this? I don't have 10. Netherland. Sorry, I'm being kind of quiet. I'm kind of trying to focus. Just need one more. There we go. I hope everyone's been having a pretty good weekend, or even a good day today in general. Because mine's been actually pretty good for the most part. There's a thing over there. Come on. Let me get it. Please. Oh, what the fuck? Dang it. I missed. That's okay. To the bottom here. There we go. That was really nice. Get that wombo combo off. Come on. I'm trying to get into that corner up there. I wonder if I have to do a different path. There we go, finally. Let's get over here. Come on, get over there. Alright, so now when we smack into one of these rocks, like right over here, it'll blow it up. So it's been quite a little bit, but I still remember that. Alright, so let's go grab that witherling right there. And let's just miss it entirely instead. That's definitely what I aim to do. Grab all these. There we go. Just get a couple extra. Oops. Oh wait. Didn't blow up the one on my thing there already. Thank God. What the heck? Okay, apparently I'm just not allowed to bring snails to this point, or these slugs to this point. That is my phone letting me know about Twitter notification. Oh. And I accidentally killed it. That's fine, let's... just get out of here. This way. Alright, so let's try to rocket back up to the other point over there. If I can get the timing down. See if I can get the... I wasn't even paying attention to that one, I'm sorry. There we go. What the hell? That's some bullshit right there. Anyways, I hope you guys have been having like a pretty decent weekend. Say mine's, said before, it's been pretty decent. Nothing really to, like, you know, talk about much, if anything at all, except for maybe I did actually finish watching the rest of the Drake and Josh series yesterday, because I was binge watching a lot of shows. I've been binge watching a lot of childhood shows on Paramount Plus. I talked about in the previous stream. Drake and Josh and Zoe 101 are the two series I was binge watching before, because I'm going to try to I was trying to rewatch all of those before I went back and watched the iCarly reboot, because I heard it was really good. And I don't really go off of the reviews, a review of a show, unless, like, how do I word it without sounding like an asshole? But essentially, I don't go off of other people's words when it comes to, like, reviews. Like, if I really like when a game comes out, because there's been a couple of times where a really good game has launched and people have shit-talked it to, like, make it complete trash, and you end up, like, playing the game and loving the ever-living hell out of it. That kind of thing really bugs me. So when it comes to stuff like movies and such, for me to be able to give whether the you know, it's going to be worth it or not, I have to watch it myself. You know, form your own opinions. It's always best to do that kind of thing as opposed to going off of what somebody had said, because what somebody's general interests are probably won't match yours entirely. Oh, okay. So let's go back to the top. So we can't exactly dive underwater yet. This is the steam core. The pressure's too high, the underbelly's about to blow, and what it does is going to take the night out with it. My troops are ready to hop on in, but they can't do it on their own. You gotta get in there and do something about the pressure. You heard the boss, it's time to jump, let's move. Geronimo. So I'm gonna check and see what the notification was here real quick. That wasn't Twitter, that was actually Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, which I haven't touched in almost a few months now. I've been meaning to get back into it, but because it used to be like a ritual sort of thing, not like a daily ritual sort of thing, but essentially it used to be that kind of thing where at least once a day, every single day, I'd get on for a little bit to check everything. Oh, I was about to say, did I die? I thought I found a secret cove instead. I don't think you can die in Yogu's Island Adventure, or Island Express. I just learned the name of it again today, and I'm still calling it the wrong name. Well, I just remembered the name of the game today, because I haven't played it in a long while. And still somehow got it wrong. It's just my luck, too. Oh, that's how we do it. Probably, no. Dumbass, you were supposed to do it like that. There we go. Okay. All we have to do now is launch ourselves back in that little corner. grab those fruits while we're up here. There we go. Alright, so this path unlocks. First try. Oh! I understand the puzzle now. Kind of confused at first, like, why is nothing happening? Now we're playing pinball with something besides Yoku for a change. That should count. There we go. Hey, what's going on there? It's getting hotter. Sorry about that. Okay, so we gotta do it a couple more times now. Tis fine. Bounce these guys at rapid. Hell yeah. Alright, last one. Get up there. It's out of control. Alright, I think we gotta do it one more time. Yep. Here we go. We do this with one ball at a time because it's a lot easier to do it with just one of them. Okay, this one, we're trying to hit it up either today. Alright, we're going to try to hit it up to that one corner up there. There we go. I remember my last stream I was doing like some complaining-esque stuff. One thing that kind of got me like wanted to start on this topic today was Northern Lion was talking about Netflix. And he's talking about how Netflix usually has like shit. To which, to be completely honest, 6 per 100 can't hold much longer. I'm gonna blow! He's okay. That was a close one for a minute. I thought both of our hands were going to be steamed. Get out of there. Let's talk. Cool. Alright, so, anyways, what I was saying with that whole thing of, like, Netflix and, like, having like shit. I remember, pardon me, there was a really shitty movie on Netflix. That was a close one. Come on, I've had enough of the steamy dump. Let's talk in the hideout. But there was this really shitty movie. It's called Premature. I might have talked about it on a stream before. Might not have. Beetle fortunes come to those who hunt woodcream leaves. Can't buy trackers. I don't have the ability to hold 300 fruit. Got pretty toasty there for a minute. Thank you, friend. The entire Skull Gang would have been knee-deep in hot soup if it wasn't for you. Hey, yeah, you had a letter for me? Oh, this is real bad. The entire island will be done for unless we can find out what's wrong with Mokuma. I'll leave the village straight. Wait for the village straight. You need to get back there as well. The bee line is the fastest way. It'll cost you some fruit to activate, but it's well worth it. And you'll hop on the left balcony. Better hustle now. See you back in the village, Rita. It got a bit too hot for me in there. Those Skullgangers are a crazy bunch. And that we found the first one, we just have 2 more chiefs to go. Let's not waste any time. Fame is counting on us to save Mokuma. Cool. Good thing the Skullgang's always ready to pitch in. Alright, so, yeah, that whole thing on Netflix is I don't like Netflix for the fact that, like, there's, like, never anything good on there. Like, they have a couple of things here and there that are probably worth watching, like that one anime, like something about Ragnarok. I haven't seen a lot of it. I just seen what my friend had watched, or I watched a little bit with my friend. And both of us thought it was good, even though, you know, some people online would complain about it. But you can't please everybody. That's just a common core fact. Fact of life. But there was this really shitty Netflix movie I remember called Premature. So, I think I might have talked about it before, but in case I haven't, Premature is just like, this is like a really bad movie where this guy is laying in bed and he has like one of those kind of dreams, and whenever he like finishes is when he wakes up, and essentially he has to repeat every single day until he finishes, and then he wakes back up and the whole day starts over again. It's kind of just like Groundhog, except more adult and stupid. Like, seriously, I thought it was one of the dumbest movies I've ever watched, but I got bored to the point where I watched it like 4 times. Dive fish are the best. Mine lets me dive as deep as I ever want to. If you're hoping to explore these ponds, you'll need a dive fish if you're undertaking a dive. I got mine from the hidden pool in Morrow Hill. The entrance is hidden in the basement of the Old Space Monk Church. Old Space Monk Church. That actually sounds kind of cool. Like, monks in general are cool. Especially D&D monks. Search the basement for the hidden door. It's one of my favorite that's one of my favorite classes in all of D&D is the monk. Next to the barbarian. But then again, I like martial-based classes that aren't, you know, pseudo spellcasters like paladins and the lakes. The Unders have sealed off the entrance to their village. I've seen strange lights coming through the cracks, and I wonder why they're hiding in there. Or what they're hiding in. If you really want to get in, you could always use the old temple entrance. But those parts of the cave are flooded, so getting in won't be easy. Interesting. Let's pop that flower there. There's a treasure chest there. There's a witherling right there. I remember fucking Premature, like, that movie was so bad. And then Northern Lion said something about like a mock movie that like was supposed to combine Sarah Marshall and the 40-Year-Old Virgin, something else. But what's actually kind of funny is on Amazon Prime Video, there is a movie that you can watch for free right now. Because I don't know if Prime Video rotates out its selection of what's free for the month and what's not. But I'm pretty sure they do that. But right now on Amazon Prime Video for free, you can watch a movie called The 41-Year-Old Virgin Who Knocked Up Sarah Marshall and Felt Super Bad About It. Like, when I first read that title, I was like, what the fuck? Okay, let's go back in here because I want to get this rune. Almost. But yeah, freaking the 41-year-old virgin who knocked up Sarah Marshall and felt super bad about it. Like, don't get me wrong, it's funny. It honestly is funny. But I haven't actually seen the movie or anything, so I can't really tell you if it's worthy of laughs or whatever. Almost got that. So all that's left is the one that's down in here. But you think if we use the orange bumper, we can knock ourselves into there. Damn it. Alright. Let's try this. No, it's too far to the left. Maybe it's to right. I don't know. Anyway, it's too far. There we go. You just need to hit that friggin' rune thing there. So we need to launch ourselves back in there. Dang, this is probably getting boring to some people. I do apologize for that. I'm just really naturally bad at games. I honestly kind of thought about another game I want to do for a future stream. Like, I might do this one before we end up doing Ripto's Rages 100% or whatever amount percent playthrough, because I'm not sure which Spyro game in Reignited that has the skill point where you have to get the speedways in a certain amount of time, because the speedway levels are the absolute worst for me to be able to get skill points on, because I am absolute dog shit at them. But I do want to do what's it called? I do want to do a game before we do Ripto's Rage, and I was actually kind of thinking about redoing Ape Escape 2, but the thing is that when it comes to Ape Escape, the only version that's available to my at my disposal is the PS4's, the PlayStation Store's version on the PS4, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that version, except the voices for that the voices in that game are not the ones I'm familiar with, because as you guys probably could tell, I live in America, and the game releases in the European version, or the only available version that's in the PlayStation Store, the European version, which there's nothing wrong with that version at all. It's just for the fact that I'm so naturally used to you know, it being a specific voice, that I'd like to be able to hear that voice instead of, you know, somebody else. It's kind of that whole thing I talked about when it comes to like remaking games or bringing back TV shows and just replacing a character entirely. Like, some shows it works because you kind of have to do it, but if you can avoid doing it altogether, I'd recommend that you guys would do that. Like, look at SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Another game I actually haven't touched in a long while, because I used to actually have a going thing on Twitter called Beagle's Bikini Bottom, where I would like play Battle for Bikini Bottom and progressively talk about the story as I talk about how the adventure has gone since I've been going through. But I kind of like gave up on Battle for Bikini Bottom after a while, because I just been losing a lot of interest in a lot of things really fast as of late. So that's part of the reason why I haven't really talked much about it or played the game, is because my brain just telling me that the game is not fun anymore. Maybe one day I'd eventually want to come back to it, because here lately I've been playing Isaac Repentance and I'm still getting my ass beat, like really, really bad. But for some reason my brain just keeps telling me to keep playing, because eventually I have to get past all of it. Because I'm trying to beat all the post-it notes for the, you know, the main characters, and then work my way to the other side characters. And that's kind of hard when every, you know, run that you have that goes so swimmingly well ends up going in the friggin' toilet like 20 minutes later. Like, I just don't even know what it is. I'm doing everything I possibly can to keep that run going good, and it just doesn't want to work. Oh. I did that entire puzzle thing there wrong. Here's what you're supposed to do. Okay, let's bring over here. Get this. Suck. There we go. Cool. Yeah, the whole thing when it comes to, you know, streaming services and whatever, their selection a lot of times, they have some pretty decent selections. Like Paramount Plus has a good variety, because the thing is, it's mostly fed on nostalgia. You know, you got old shows like iCarly and all that, you know. The show's called All That. I'm not trying to be like, you know, and all that, you know. But yeah, it's mostly fed on these old shows that people remember from a long while back. And so a lot of them are classics. Oh, you've been here before. I think this is the beginning of the game, actually. Either that or it's reminiscent of my very first ever stream of this game. Where I was just obsessing over it. Okay, this is from my first stream, because this is the area where the exploding snails come from. We learned about them. Alright, we're just gonna keep moving this way. That's my chair, I swear. So apparently that there is a witherling down here that we can get if we get champed. Shit. God damn it. Okay, we'll do it when we come back here again. But yeah, I really want to play like Ape Escape 2 again. It's been quite a little while since I've touched that game, and I used to love playing that game a lot. The very last time I ever played that game was actually for when I used to be a YouTuber. I would almost beg to say I would almost claim full time. But the thing is, I wasn't partnered with YouTube. I'm still not partnered with YouTube either. But I remember I played through that one as like a 6-year anniversary, and it was the PlayStation 4 version. I think I did end up doing like a second series where I played through the game again, with the one thing that you get when you play through the game again. It's like one of the worst 100% awards in the game. That's what that way of playing the game. Because some games do that kind of feature where it gives you a new game plus, and honestly, some games can do it right when it comes to new game plus. Then there's other games like Ape Escape. Like Ape Escape 2's New Game Plus was alright. Granted, I honestly thought that they could have done something a little bit different with it. But I'm not gonna outright say that I don't know how to develop a game, because I don't know anything about game development. So maybe that there was, maybe that was their intentions, which I'm not gonna, whine and bitch about it all day. Like I probably could, but I'm not going to. Just for the fact that, like, I still enjoyed New Game Plus, don't get me wrong. Just I figured they would have done something a little bit different than what we had actually gotten. And even this was actually my first game I had ever experienced New Game Plus with. You want to try juicing that? You really want to try juicing it, is that it? Fine, I'll give you one shot. You can fill up the juice meter, I'll accept you as a juicer. Just climb to the top of the tree and get the juiciest cocos. Bring them over to the juicer and start juicing up. The tree should fail. Probably have to throw up a PRB screen here in a minute. I might go on till about 10 o'clock, or about 11 o'clock, maybe. I don't know. I'm not really feeling that great tonight either, but I'm feeling okay enough that I can, stream for a little bit. It's about how okay I'm feeling, I guarantee. But, yeah, I probably won't be on here for very long tonight. And there eventually will be some nights I can go back to doing 3 hours again. Like my first few streams ever were 3 hours long. And even then I had like a lot of fun doing 3 hours streams. Just to have a lot of other stuff that kind of like happens during these times because people don't know I'm streaming. So, that's part of the reason why I kind of cut down, is because I'm able to make sure that the people who are messaging me that need stuff from me can make sure that I'm going to be able to get to them. let me get back on the topic of Drake and Josh, because there's actually something kind of interesting about Drake and Josh, with Paramount Plus at least. Is that, aside from the fact that like 4 episodes of Drake and Josh are missing entirely from the series, like on Paramount, which were like #1 Fan and the Gary Coleman Grill episode. There's actually the Drake and Josh movie is not on Netflix isn't on Paramount Plus either, which kind of like upsets me because Drake and Josh Go Hollywood is a pretty great movie. I thought it was, I thought it was funny because I also, grew up watching a lot of Drake and Josh. I think Boy Meets World, and Saved by the Bell were the 3 series I've actually seen every episode of at least once. Because when it comes to shows like Boy Meets World and Saved by the Bell, those were shows that were on when we were getting ready for school in the morning. And I remember watching them. And I want to try again. How do I get in there? Okay. Fuck you too. But yeah, I think Boy Meets World, Drake and Josh are the only, and Saved by the Bell were the only 3 series I think I've ever seen every episode of at least once. Because I know I've seen the entirety of the Malcolm in the Middle series at least twice. Because I can't remember what streaming service actually it was on all those years ago, but a few years ago I remember when I had my Xbox 360, because I used to play a lot of Xbox. Because my cousin had an Xbox at the time, and that was like the only console that we had all shared together. Him and I had shared, I should say. Just gonna leave here. But I remember playing on my Xbox, and one of the things I had, one of the streaming services we had at that time, I want to say it might have actually been Netflix. Whenever they actually had something good and worth watching on there. But, Malcolm in the Middle is one that I literally sat and binge watched the entire series. Because also around that time, I don't think I had a job yet. I can't remember when that was on, everywhere else I'd be able to tell you. Yeah, this was before I think this was before I had a job. Because after I got my job is when I started, that's when I got my PS4. My first job. And then when I got started on my current job, I had gotten a hold of a Nintendo Switch on release day. God, I was so freaking excited to be able to start with the Switch. And I still remember my first Switch games, which were Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I think it was actually just it was Breath of the Wild, and I eventually bought Mario Kart 8 after. Okay, apparently I can't do anything with that, but yeah, the Switch is definitely one of my greatest investments I think I've done so far. It's one of my favorite consoles that I actually have owned besides my PlayStation 2, because PlayStation 2 was my very first ever game console. 13 Witherlings. This needs 10 of them. Okay, what the hell? This game is full of surprises. A patch of moist, juicy mulch. I know how people don't really like that word. I think it's a funny word. But went and watched Zoe. After I finished Drake and Josh, went back to watching Zoe 101 again, and really had to play with my fucking feelings today. Because the thing is that I haven't seen that show in a long while, so I went back and rewatching it. A lot of the remembering a lot of the old stuff that had happened with all of them and whatever. It was really fun. But then there was the episode I watched today, which was really sad. So I usually don't like straying away. I usually try to stray away from spoilers due to the fact that, you know, a lot of stuff that comes out, people are going to want to see for themselves before somebody else tells them about it. But actually, now that I think about it, I'm probably not going to talk about it here. Like, this show is probably at least a few years old, but I'm going to refrain from talking about the particular episode because, like I said, I wouldn't want somebody else spoiling something for me, even if it's, you know, 14 fucking years old. But essentially, let me just say that the episode had talked about one character in particular because it happened to be a special day for this character. And this character had a significant person in their life that had also shared this special day with them. And they had tried to get things arranged where these two could meet each other because they hadn't seen each other in a little while. And the significant person ended up getting sick and couldn't come, and then the day of the person's significant special day, they unfortunately had crossed over. Honestly, it was like really like it. I nearly like got a little bit upset about it because it's sad. Because that kind of thing, you know, when it happens for real, is not fun at all. Like, it's not, you know, a relative with me, but so there was that whole thing where it's officially going to be 1 year. In 2 months, it'll officially have been 1 year since we had said goodbye to somebody that was kind of special too in our life. So, yeah, like, honestly, it fucking hurt watching that episode again because I said when we first watched it, it was a long time ago. But even if it's just a TV show, it still puts a lot of weight onto your heart, and it hurts. I know people are probably going to be making fun of me about it, but I don't really give a fuck anymore. Oh. Okay, let's just go up there. So in other news, the more brighter news, I should say. I have been working on a lot of different projects here lately, for whatever it could be. Oh shit, I forgot about that thing yesterday. Yeah, I've been working on some projects. But I've been working on like this project. It's like a card game. But the reason why I haven't really talked about this card game is because the significance of the name of the said card game is kind of unknown to everybody. As for the fact it's like part of my stories that I'm writing still. So once some information about this whole thing gets out there and people who are interested really want to know more about why this card game's name is called this and how it relates to everything, is when I'll start being a little bit more open about talking about it. But even then, this card game's gonna be under construction for quite a few years. I wouldn't necessarily actually say years, I'd say probably maybe a couple of months. Because I have a lot of work to really do for this, to say the least. Oh, okay. Yeah. And even then I have a couple other projects I'm currently working on that are kind of like in the way of this one. But only for the significance of the whole thing of I don't work on stuff as prominently because I get burnt out really fast. So I guess a better way to explain it is kind of why I only stream on the weekends. Well, there's actually two reasons why I only stream on weekends. But the main reason is because I don't want to get burnt out on streaming games, because eventually I'm going to be to the point where I get tired of playing games all the time, and I'll just eventually quit streaming altogether, for a little while, and then I'll completely forget to come back to the platform. And people who follow, or even eventually get to the point where if I decide to do subscriptions, will be upset because they're pretty much wasting money and time trying to wonder when I'm coming back, because I'll have forgotten. But yeah, for the most part, the reason why I don't stream all the time is because I don't want to get burnt out, because it does happen really fast. Another reason is because I work on the weekdays from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. and when I get off work, I usually just like having dinner, playing with some friends online for a little bit, and then going to bed. Or, just laying in bed till I, eventually fall asleep. So it's just the whole thing there is that those streams would be boring as hell. Kind of like right now. That's not really an important update to pause to look over at. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I have 10 weather lanes. I'm not sure if you guys are able to hear any of that noise, but I don't know what that was, but it was loud. Something just crashed on the floor or something. Hit the floor really hard or something. But getting burnt out is like shit, because you feel lazy because you don't want to do anything, because everything just doesn't feel like fun anymore. Like you feel like a little part of you had died. So I always limit myself to how much I do every single day for certain things, because like I said, mentally I can't handle it. I'll get to the point where I just feel upset and probably feel like throwing up quite a lot. And then there's even that whole thing where I'll just completely forget, not come back to it, and people wonder what the hell happened. Of course, there are some occasions where that kind of thing happens, but even then it's not really Burnout's fault. One great example of this was with Pinterest. I used to be quite active on Pinterest a lot. And there's even this person that I had met on Pinterest. We talked a little bit. They seemed pretty cool. They treated me nicely, so I treated them nicely in return. And then one day, I completely forgot my Pinterest info, and I didn't want to start a new account because I figured I would eventually remember my Pinterest information. And I ended up not being able to find my information, so I never really got back. And by the time that I remembered what my stuff was to get into Pinterest again, that person had messaged me, so they probably just thought I ignored them and kind of just blew them off. That wasn't the intention at all. I honestly forgot my information to Pinterest. And I didn't remember username, so I couldn't just find you with a new one. Gone to Ivory Peaks in pursuit of science, the Space Monks. Okay, I can't progress until after I get that 80 fruit lock uncovered. Is there a path down here I can take? So this is the Church of the Space Monks. Alright, I need 7 more fruit. And here it is. The secret sanctuary of the Space Monks. Heyo! Pazuzu. This used to be the sacred garden of the Space Monks. It was filled with glow moth's favorite food, the dive fish. My tribe left and abandoned it in pursuit of science, and after a while the glow moths stopped coming. Without the glow moths, the dive fish starved. This is the last one. It's so small I doubt it'll ever get to teach anyone to dive. I went looking for the glow moths at their spawning grounds. On the left side of the pool, but found nothing but abandoned old cocoons. My tribe is disgusting. Find out where the moths have gone. Just to save myself a little bit of time on backtracking. Knock this right there. Gotta get a quick drink here. Hold on. Okay. This cave used to be full of glow moths, but they're all gone. The scrawny space monk used to come here looking for them, but the monk was never motivated enough to scale the slick walls. I wonder what's up there. Just real quick, I'm gonna check something. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot I actually had to go do something for real. So BRB. Let's get back to this. So, anyways, I had to go do a thing for my dad, so that's why I was gone for so long. But I don't even know what could have caused the internet to kick off. I think it's just Streamlabs, because sometimes it does that. I've seen it do it before me. But I'm gonna have my editor throw in a thing for the recorded version. Let people know, hey, there was a big jump cut here because the stream got disconnected and I wasn't going to keep playing for the recording because people on stream would wonder what the hell happened. Even then, if you're watching both the streams and the recordings, you're like the uploads on YouTube, You're the real MVP. Because I didn't think people would actually, find entertainment at all with this. Because I feel like I've been kind of boring, and my commentary isn't exactly top notch either. Return to the hidden pool. Swim over to the froggy here in the middle. So many globes. Can't eat them all. Did you do this, Beetle? The space monk has left us. I don't think we'll see my friend again. Bringing the moths back was my friend's lifelong wish, so I'm grateful. Please let me show you my appreciation for what you've done by teaching you how to dive. You've got the dive fish. Press A repeatedly to dive while swimming. Hell yeah. Okay. So this is a little awkward compared to most games when it comes to diving, considering that when you dive in most other games, you kind of like can just control where you're going and press a certain button to keep yourself underwater longer. But you like literally have to like repeatedly press here to keep going down. So I guess you have a new collectible to look out for, which is these fish guys. They are tadpole. Oh, duh, because they're fucking frogs. So yeah, frogs evolved from tadpoles. Yeah, so frogs start out with these like little things, tadpoles. They're like, they got like a head sort of thing and like a weird looking tail, and eventually they grow out to have like legs. I don't usually like talking about science and sciencey kind of stuff, especially when it comes to life science, because I was really bad at that. Math was my main subject. I loved math more than anything. Science and history were not really that fun. To me, at least. Like, science had its days where it was kind of fun. And even though my science teacher was one of the reasons why I did enjoy science, I did actually like science. Or I used to like science. The way he taught was kind of like nice. Like, he made things make sense compared to my previous teachers. Because back in elementary, I don't think we actually learned about science until maybe 3rd or 4th grade. But either way, a lot of teachers that we had back in like the elementary days and even the middle school days, a lot of them just kind of sucked. Like, my middle school math teacher was the reason why I hated math at first, because she didn't really explain things in a good enough way that I could comprehend. And asking questions got your head bit off. She hated my sister, that's why she hated me. Then again, she hated both my sisters and me. And she hated I probably hated a lot of my friends if she knew we associated with each other. But, yeah, she was the whole reason why I fucking hated math for a long while. But it wasn't until after she had to go on a leave, not like, a serious one, I think it probably like her daughter had a kid or something. It's been a hot minute since that has happened, so I don't remember exactly what it was. But anyway, she had to like go on some kind of leave to probably be with her daughter. And a babble ooze of black itch. I don't know what it was. It's weird for me to try to read that and pronounce it. But she was on some kind of leave, because I think it was for her daughter having a kid. And her fill-in she had was, I can't remember his name, but another thing is I didn't have this YouTube channel whenever I was in middle school, or I was in elementary school, so I highly doubt that the guy would even remember who I am, even if I had that channel before then. But he had taught me how to do math to fill in for my main teacher. And he taught it in such a way that I was able to comprehend it, and I ended up like loving it. Because there was one day where he taught us this lesson, I had no questions afterwards, I did the homework, because it's like making sense to me now. So I did the homework, turned it in, whatever. It's when he decided to drop in a pop quiz on us. Now granted, we were still a little bit young, so pop quizzes weren't as prominent, but they weren't even that fucking hard either. And I was the only one in the class that got 100, so he gave me like 5 extra credit points on the test. And when my main teacher came back, I still didn't do as great as I did whenever the substitute was in, but I still passed the class, so that's good enough for my standards. But yeah, then I think it was in high school, like my final year of high school, I had to take Algebra 2 because I had done learning online for my 9th grade year, and those teachers were fucking terrible too. Except for my math teacher. My math teacher worked with me, she treated me like I was human. And if I ever had any kind of questions or whatever, she'd always have like an extra class that she taught that I could go in and ask questions. It was actually really kind of nice. I won't be talking about the program I used because I'm not going to be shit-talking them like online, because I know that people do get into some problems when it comes to that kind of thing. But yeah, my teacher had just treated me like none of my teachers on that class I really cared the most for. Oh. There we go. This is actually kind of cool. Okay, I have to activate these two. The view up here is amazing. Did you know that the entrance to Morrow Hill lies just across the water below the old road, the caves, home neighbors? Okay. Yeah, my teachers for 9th grade sucked. Like, there was my math teacher, which I enjoyed her class quite a lot. My reading teacher, she kind of like got shitty with us for no reason a lot of times. And another thing is that I've emailed like the principal of the area, because this was online school like I was saying. So I emailed the principal telling him that, I wanted to get a... Oh, cool! You can actually change the design of the ball. I'm not sure if this has any impact on the game. Master, your overdue packages are on the table. Street, Sin, and Quinnivian. I'm not sure who any of those are. I think we could probably take one with us, and we'll find. Yeah, we already got one with us. So we'll eventually find who we need to get this package to. This is Nim. But I went to my principal and told him that I'd like to be able to get a transfer, because I honestly am not getting along with my teachers and they're not making any sense with me. Splash. Okay. I have 10 of them, apparently. But I went to him and said something about maybe getting a change in class, and he never gave me one. Which kind of like sucked, because like I said, I wanted to get out of this class because she weren't teacher worth the fuck. And on top of that, you know, I get tired of going to a class where, you know, I don't even get treated like a human. I do nothing wrong. So I mean, like, when I've done something wrong, I beg that you would, you know, tell me that I did something wrong. But on top of that, I would also beg that you tell me in a way that, you know, makes it to where I don't feel like I'm a complete pile of dirt because I fucked up just like something so small. But, you know, if one of us did something like minor, she kind of like blew it out of proportion. Like, you know, we committed some kind of war crime or something. But yeah, I was really glad when I finally got out of that school. Because I didn't have to, you know, put up with that bullshit anymore. But she maybe not like reading as much. There's another teacher who there was two teachers technically, because I think they were like husband and wife, and they taught online. They taught me how to do science. Now the thing was that with their class, they had a specific way you're supposed to turn in assignments, and I could not turn in the way the assignments you're supposed to turn them into. But there was an email that all of us had, and I repeat, someone just blasted through the bridge and left it to pieces and tried to fix it. Get done quicker, I have my toolbox. We left it at Renry's new house. There's a huge mushroom in the upper part of the village. Bring me my toolbox and I'll fix the bridge. Yeah, there was a specific way you're supposed to turn stuff in for this class. And I couldn't do it. Because I had even emailed them and told them, you know, hey, I'm having trouble turning stuff in. Is there any way you could, you know, do something to help fix this? Because if I have to turn in homework this way, if I can't turn it in, then, you know, how am I supposed to, you know, do the homework? And, you know, eventually they got a little bit upset with me, but they tried to send in a thing to help me, you know, fix it. Well, one day, I wasn't turning anything in the proper way because I couldn't, which I've explained to them before. We fungoids treated like second class citizens around here. Would you consider yourself above such unwarranted prejudice? And we have no need for you. Quiet you. Excellent. So let's see, you provide by helping us out. We've been looking to get our spores in the perfect spot. We think the cliffs of Upper Makuma would do nice. Here, take these spores, it will give you a reward once you've planted them above. fake. Need 30 fruit for this. This path's great. From up here, we'll see everything going on in the village. But it's not what we're looking for. We need more moisture, you see. Spores in the woods. Somewhere damp where we can gaze upon the impressive statues. Oh, you're kidding me. Just below the amount I need. And I couldn't stop myself. So I'm just gonna go back there. But, yeah, so they started emailing my dad telling me I wasn't turning anything in because, you know, I fucking can't, because I told you before that if you fixed your thing, I could probably turn shit in. Yeah, they were telling him that I wasn't turning anything in, so I was, you know, wasn't really getting a good grade for school. Well, the thing is, I turned it in through the email, which wasn't good enough, because they wouldn't fix their fucking problem that they were having. It was really, really shit. Because the thing was that, unlike my math teachers, unlike other teachers, she didn't have this thing to drop shit off onto. She instead did this website that was for math problems. And she had to like solve so many math problems and then turn in the, you know, and then press the turn in button to submit it to make sure that you got everything done. Literally the easiest fucking thing ever. And that's one reason I loved math so much, is because of that. It's so easy. What the heck's this thing? Dipper loaf. Please don't be afraid. I'm not the one who's responsible for this. I am Dipper Loaf, guardian of those too small to protect themselves. Tragedy struck fast. An evil creature was upon us before I could do anything, then only darkness. When I awoke, I was maimed terribly, and wearing the brand of the Godslayer. Worst of all, the little ones. I sit here now and weep forever for my lost friends, my broken trunk rotting in the sorrow. That's sad. Okay. Down here. Oh. Okay, these 30 fruit here. Line webtoon. Nothing really important, just some new series you're trying to recommend me to watch. Read. Recommend you read. Oh! No! Now that right there is gonna piss me off. I did not want to go back down here. So aside from that, I got a message from my mom. I gotta check her in a minute. Something about Mini Pearl, which actually goes back to the conversation her and I had this morning. So here lately I've been reunited with this hat that I had. A little while. That's Poison Toadstool. Just would get knocked out cold for a long time. I had this hat, reunited with this hat I had for a little while. The thing was that this hat was so brand new that the tags were still on it. And we were doing something today, going to the store. And the tag was still on it. And she said something about being related to Mini Pearl, which she didn't explain to me who Minnie Pearl was, and I think she just sent me a picture of who she was. See, you found some mushrooms. What a treat. I think his name was... Did I say his name was Baldino? Okay. Let's go down here. Boing. Alright, we're gonna loop around. Get this Witherling. Okay, I apparently just have to drop down there. Whee! Deliver. Got 30 more minutes on this stream and then I gotta call it quits for the night. So I think once this stream's over, I'm gonna go try to see if I can find that movie called The 47 Ronin. Like, I haven't seen the movie yet, but it does sound like it's like pretty good. I know that there was like a remake of it with Keanu Reeves back in 2010, and it kind of like failed. But I think I saw somewhere you can watch the original, you know, the 1941 version. Give that a watch, see if it's any good. It's based off of the story of the 47 Ronin from Japanese, which I talked about Japanese stuff before, how it's one of my favorite kind of things. Because Japanese are like really, like the Japanese culture is really cool to me. Especially like when cause like a lot of animes that talk about, you know, old-timey Japan, like, you know, feudal Japan and stuff like that. Or essentially the entirety of the Wano Kuni art from One Piece. I don't think that's feudal Japan, it might be. It's an old-timey Japan, but a lot of people like to say that feudal is old-time Japan. Like how people try to say that was what it was like for Legends Arceus, which I'm supposed to be getting more information about that game. Hopefully here soon, on the 18th of August 2021. Gotta specify that because there might be people in the future who are watching and being like, you know, that game's already been out for a few years. Yeah, this was also streamed, you know, August 15th, 2021. A long, long time ago. Let's go underwater. I love being able to go underwater now. Okay, apparently I can't get across here. Whee! Okay, let's go over this way. I guess we're gonna leave here. Just because I need to do something. I'm gonna try to get back to where I once was because I fucked up. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Go, box. Jump up. And someone underneath. This one probably requires a head foot. Yep, okay. So that's just more of that beeline stuff. Which the beeline is nice to have. If you can afford it. What the hell? So we go back and use this path down here. Speaking of school with females, now that I think about it, there's one time in like the school where a lot of my teachers that hated me, like, you know, that I could actually, you know, liked math from. Remind me of one year we had, because the thing is that the school provided all of us kids with computers, which was probably one of their biggest mistakes they've ever done. But of course they were pieces of shit MacBooks. That was my last year. We finally got MacBooks. But we all had like a school email, and the school email was pretty much pointless to have unless it was for help desk stuff. Anyways, so the thing is that all students had like an email, student email. I mean, another thing is the student email was also like required, like your student email login information was required for you to be able to check grades at school. It's also how the parents checked your grades at home. Because, you know, everything is online because eventually pencil and paper is going to become obsolete at this rate. But, yeah, I remember we all had a school email, so we used to be able to email each other when we needed to, you know, to get stuff done for our project, you know. I could message this person and be like, hey, what are you doing for this project? Because the thing is, not everybody had used social media at the time. Well, social media was still probably just as popular in high school as it is nowadays. It's just a lot of us didn't have a lot of the same social medias. Like, because a lot of people quit using Facebook after a little while because Facebook got to be, you know, some boring shit. It still is kind of boring today's kids. Except nowadays, no matter what you do, you're gonna get banned from Facebook for some stupid reason. Not really banned, I mean, it's more like just, you know, you can't post for this many days because you had broke a rule that we hadn't made up yet. A secret cave. Yeah, you haven't broken, you know, a rule that we hadn't made up yet, so we have to post-ban you for a couple of days. Which, even then is, you know, fine, because everybody eventually faces Facebook jail time, because I myself have been a 2-time offender. Because I posted this one thing, and so they're like, well, this goes against community standards. There's no community standards it goes against, so it's like, we'll let you off with a warning, so I posted it again. And of course, you know, they're like, community standards. There is no community standards it goes against. I feel this is harassment. You know, that kind of bullshit. So after the 3rd time, they finally just were like, okay, you can't post anything for a whole day. See if I care. So the whole day ban goes over. I post something else, I'm banned for a week. And after that, I kind of just posted a thing, but I posted the same thing I've been posting, but I altered it a little bit so it doesn't look like the same exact image anymore. And it got, you know, past the censors, and they quit fucking banning me finally. But yeah, I do remember I got banned for a few times for posting, you know, whatever the heck I felt like. I didn't give a shit. But with Twitter, you know, you don't really get banned a lot unless, you know, you really deserve the ban, or if you're Donald Trump. Because, you know, everybody just suddenly hates you when you become the president. So like I said, I don't really have an opinion about it. I'm not going to get political, because when politics get involved is when things become no man's land. But just, the whole thing, honestly, was just kind of like dumb to me, because people wouldn't shut the fuck up about it when it first happened. Like, it was just going on and on and on. And nobody let it go for like a week when it happened. That's the reason why I mainly mentioned something. Like I said, I don't like getting political because it turns comment sections into no man's land, and it just gets people really like hating and fighting. And we're supposed to be, you know, spreading equality and peace, not stirring the pot, especially over stupid shit. So I do hope you guys could probably forgive me for that. And I'll never bring up that kind of like thing ever again. Hey, secret cave. This place belongs to the dead, and it's kept by Crimson Guard, ancient jailers of the Underclan. Only those who wear our ceremonial garbs may pass. Okay, apparently this is a little secret you have to uncover. You can finally go back and get this that's been cock-teasing us from the very friggin' beginning. Yeah, I actually haven't actually ever received a Twitter post ban notice or any kind of like account ban notice. It's also because when it comes to Twitter, I don't really post a lot anyways, except for like retweeting stuff. just because I feel the need I have to retweet it or because I can. But yeah, I just usually like retweet stuff because if I do even post anything at all, it usually just goes unnoticed anyway. Which isn't a big deal to me either. It's not like anything I post is as important as anything else. Actually getting quite a bit of progress done for this game. The Underdark. Where have I heard that name before? I honestly feel like I've heard that name before somewhere. I don't think it was Magic, The Gathering. Underdark. Underdark. Where have I heard that name from? Oh well. I literally just feel like I've heard the name somewhere. I just don't know what it is. Let's explore this area. We got about... It's 43 right now. 10:43. So we don't have that much time left. Oh, there's the temple entrance. Let's go downward. Had no idea those were actually there. Full of puzzles. And then again, this is like a pinball puzzle game, sort of. Within these halls lie the recorded history of Mokomana Island. Their stories have been passed down and preserved by the Unders. At the dawn of time, the island ancients were born. Oh, there's a blue key over here. Got a blue key. What will it open? Okay, come on. What the? There we go. Oh, I had to get up there now. Great. Fuck. Damn it. I always hit it at the wrong spot. There we go. Fucking... What the heck? There we go. Okay, I just need to do it one more time. There we go. Almost did that in the first try. First try. First try. You know. Yeah, it's technically... Probably technically not. There we go. History. Island ancients lived in peace on the vast ocean. Each of masters of their own domain. The ocean people were happy under their rule. Turns to a negative filter until they weren't. God damn it! Okay, we need to hit that thing up there. It's getting to be really difficult. Son of a bitch. There we go. What the fuck? There we go. This is called Looking to Buy. A creepy bobble treasure fruit. Alright. We're just that painter person. One day the God Slayer rose from the depths of its dark lair. Your world and your ways are at end, said the God Slayer. A dark shadow fell across the island as the God Slayer began his terrible work. Alright, looks like I got a call here. Thank you all, whoever joined me when I was live, and thank for all who were watching this when it's uploaded. And thanks for Gatherers again for that follow. It really means a lot to me.